Hey everyone, so today I will be talking about the Sukerukun resin air dry clay, and I am super excited to share with you guys this clay because this clay is absolutely awesome in my opinion. It is of course, as I said, an air dry clay. You can actually buy this on Etsy, any online shops that specializes in Japanese exports and goods. Unless you live in Japan, you could probably get them in local craft shops, given that you are in Japan or you live in Japan. So this Sukerukun resin air dry clay, it is pretty expensive. You can probably get this if you're buying this online for about $18, assuming in Japan that it's probably around that same price, give or take a couple dollars. So just to show you guys what the Sukerukun air dry clay looks like. Again, you guys have probably seen the appearance and texture. It appears to be white, it is very silky smooth, and it doesn't stick to the fingers, and it's very easy to work with. Under different circumstances, sometimes it will get sticky. It really depends. We're gonna get to how to color it. You can use acrylic or oil paints. You can use powdered pigments such as chalk pastels and watercolors. And also it depends how much you decide to use. If you use acrylic or oil paints, the color or the clay, when it dries up, it tends to be more opaque, or it has a very solid color to it, which means no transparency. So keep in mind that if you want a transparent look, you do not want to go for acrylic paints or oil paints. Now if you use powdered pigments such as chalk pastels or watercolor, you will get a translucent feel and look to your dried piece. So if you're looking for something that's more translucent, that has like a glass-like appearance, you might want to go for those two options. Not only does the type of medium that you decide to use to color your clay, it also depends on the thickness. If you roll out a thick piece, it will lose its transparency or its translucency, so keep that in mind. And if you roll it out super thin, you will achieve your desired translucency. So again, it's not going to be completely translucent like this bag, for example. Now, air drying time, it takes 2 to 3 days to dry, which I know sounds like a long time, but once it dries, the clay does shrink a little bit when dried, and if you color it, the colors will appear at least 5 shades darker. So it was supposed to be like this size, but then when it dried, it shrunk a little bit. So if you plan on having something a specific size, you might want to make it a little bit larger, so when it shrinks, it comes out to be about the size that you want it to be. This one is not colored, so it kind of appears translucent, and of course it's not completely transparent, but you can see how much light passes through it, which is pretty nice. Here's this one. It's kind of it doesn't look like it. It's actually transparent. It's not completely transparent, but yeah. This one was actually a mint colored when I rolled in the pigments, and when it dried, it came out this dark. And this rose I made, it was actually the color of my nails, and it came out to be like this magenta color. Clay is really great for making extremely thin and detailed pieces and glass miniatures. So if you do roll it out thin, as you can see, like the rose petals are kind of thin, it doesn't break. It's actually pretty sturdy. So how to store this clay? As soon as you open the clay, you might want to be very careful with it because of course it is air dry clay, so you don't want to leave it exposed to the air. As you can see, mine's already open, and what I do is I put it in a Ziploc bag or like a sandwich bag, and I try to take out as much air as possible, and then I close it. For extra insurance, I put it in another Ziploc bag. And because I am paranoid, this is optional. You can stick it in a Tupperware after double ziplocking the bag. A Tupperware or a airtight container. And there you have it. So this is so far my favorite air dry clay. And I super love it, and if you guys can get your hands on this, I would probably recommend getting this. So that is all for the Sukerukun resin air dry clay intro. So if you guys have any more comments or questions, please leave a comment down below and we will try our best to answer. Please subscribe to Papricotte if you are not, and check out everyone else's videos. Bye guys!